I'm in the Dallas County Jail. They ripped me off the plane today. Dozens of officers treating me like El Chapo. They've arrested me for a felony, what's called terroristic threat, simply because I said that if the jury did not find Carmelo Anthony guilty, that we the people will deal with justice. They arrested me. They're holding me here, probably on an exorbitant bond. I'm going to see the judge in the morning. So please, guys, go to my Gift and Go account, donate some money to help me get out of here. I'll be stuck here for months in solitary confinement if I don't make bond.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Of course, I'm your host, The Informant Media. Now, usually I don't talk about this type of content on my channel, but I think with recent events and what's going on in Dallas, that it was time for me to cover the guy known as Jake Lane. Now, this takes me to the arrest that recently happened at Dallas Airport. Now, for you guys who don't know, Jake Lane was recently arrested once again at Dallas Airport. I know, right? They got another good one. You know, one of the good ones was arrested again. Now, let's get into the story. But before we even get into the story, let me cue up my intro. By the way, it's still under construction, just like the freeway in your city. Hey, I'm working on it.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
So like many other people, I didn't go out seeking Jake Lane. Jake Lane attention-seeking tactics has led him to me. I wasn't out there like really looking for people who get into trouble like this guy, but eventually I was just scrolling through my phone one day and Jake Lane just popped up. Now I'm pretty sure you have a similar story when it comes to people like Jake Lane or Jake Lane himself. The first time I heard of Jake Lane was on the news. It was over some January 6th stuff. Now, if you guys don't know, Jake Lane is a January 6er. And here's a video of him just wilding out at the January 6th riot at the Capitol.
It was like something you'd see out of a movie, like in a war scene.
So Jake Lane thought he was out there fighting for freedom. Long story short, he was out there at the Capitol acting a fool, and then he got locked up. But that wouldn't last for long because eventually he got pardoned. Now, I'm not going to throw everybody from January 6th under the bus. I don't want to categorize everybody in the same boatload. But when it comes to people like Jake Lane, and they talk about January 6th, they're always going to associate January 6th with people like Jake Lane. And when people bring up the fact that Trump pardoned all these people, the first person that's going to come to everybody's mind is Jake Lane or some degenerate just like Jake Lane.
President Donald Trump not wasting any time getting down to business. He has just returned to the White House and is signing a series of executive actions in the Oval Office, where he is pardoning some 1,500 January 6 rioters who have been convicted for participating in the attack on the Capitol 4 years ago. The president is speaking now. Let's listen in.
Yes, sir. First, we have a list of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
Now, after he was pardoned, I think Jake Lane discovered this new thing called grifting. Now, well, it's not a new thing, but he's new to the game. And when he discovered grifting, he also discovered this website called Gifts Send Go. Now, I wasn't too familiar with the website. I'm more familiar with this thing called GoFundMe. That's the one I was always familiar with because I always hear people, using it. But Gifts Send Go was, I believe, Jake Lane's ticket to what he eventually became. Because what he is a traveling grifter. Every time he goes somewhere, cameras light donation links. Now, let's go back to January 6th. Now, after January 6th and he got pardoned, he would then go and open up 3 accounts. These accounts made him over $700,000. And let me show you guys those accounts right now. Now, on your screens right here, I have 3 Gifts Send Go that Jake Lane opened up himself. One is called the J6 Legal Fund. The other one is called J6 Family and Commissionary Fund. And the last one is called the J6 Truth. Now, I want you guys to look at the numbers down there because this guy has collected almost $1 million just off these 3 Gifts Send Go. And I'm going to leave the links in the description just so you know I'm not capping. Now, I think this right here was the beginning of Jake Lane. So once he saw how profitable it was to go somewhere and make noise and collect a lot of money, this was the beginning for the end for a lot of us because Jake Lane, he went from terrorizing Washington, D.C. to terrorizing the whole United States. Since Jake Lane has been released from prison, He has become one of the most prominent race hustlers online. He's only matched by those like Umar Johnson, who race hustle all the goddamn time while doing nothing for their own race. My definition is kind of different from everybody else, so I'll put it on the screen for you guys. So when I say race hustling, I'm thinking about a person or a group who messages to other people that they are fighting for one's race, but in reality, their real goal is donations, assets, and popularity. Their goal isn't to see progress, but to weaponize their race or somebody else's race or stereotypes to enhance their own wallets or lifestyles. Sometimes you enhance both of them, but you guys get what I'm saying when it comes to these race hustlers. And I think that perfectly fits somebody like Jake Lang and Umar Johnson, two race hustlers that has done nothing for their communities, but meanwhile they've been collecting all this money. And speaking of Jake Lang's race hustling, I have seen Jake Lang go from rally to rally, state to state on his own race hustling scams, claiming that he wants to heal the world and help white people. And the results are the same. He shows up with cameras, make a lot of attention for himself. He links his donations, and then he keeps moving on like he was never there. Just take this for example. Look at this fool as he gets arrested inside of a Tennessee courtroom, interfering with court proceeding, and just, what do they say again? Chipping out.
All right, for the record, Mr. Ethley is now in the courtroom with
Your Justice.
All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but take him into custody.
Now, after you guys watch that right there, my question is right here. What was he accomplishing in this whole getting arrested thing? What was he accomplishing by going into that courtroom, acting a goddamn fool, chimping out, as they say, and just getting arrested? I mean, he didn't do anything. He didn't accomplish anything. Chud the Builder is still in prison, and he just got locked up for what, 10 days just for going in the courtroom, yelling out, misbehaving. You know, the same thing that he says black people do all the time, but yet you're in the courtroom doing the same behavior that you're always talking down on. That doesn't make any sense to me. So let's get this right. You say that black people are acting a fool, chipping out, all this other stuff. I'm talking to you, not Chud the Builder. I'm talking to Jake Lang. But yet you go into a courtroom and do the exact thing that you tell black people they need to stop doing. Just think about that. You guys saw that courtroom. A lot of race of people in there. White people, black people, Hispanic people. Actually, I think the cop was Hispanic that arrested him. Who was in there chipping out? Who was in there misbehaving? The grifter was in there, chipping out, misbehaving, and getting attention for the cameras. And of course, he made the local news once again.
A conservative activist pardoned by President Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection was led out of the Montgomery courthouse in handcuffs today.
It happened during a hearing for social media personality Chud the Builder, whose real name is Dalton Etherly. Etherly is accused of shooting a man outside the Montgomery County Courthouse last week. He faces a slew of charges, including attempted murder. A judge today set his bond at $1 million. During the hearing, the judge asked conservative activist Jake Lang to leave. Lang had reacted to video evidence being played in the courtroom. While being escorted out, Lang said something about a, quote, two-tiered justice system. The judge then ordered an officer to take him into custody.
So Jake Lang inserted himself into the Chud the Builder's conversation. He gets there, he makes a scene. Next thing you know, he's getting arrested in Tennessee. So he goes into a courtroom, act a plum fool, gets arrested. Next thing you know, 10 days in jail, then he gets out. What happens next? Well, the grifting has to keep going on. So with his grifting abilities, his superpowers, I think he's going to be an Avenger one day. I'm not sure if he's going to be in his upcoming Doomsday movie. You know, with the power of grifting, he can just collect all the money. Beating Tony Stark, by the way. But back to the story. So he leaves Tennessee, goes to Texas. Then he goes outside of the Carmelo Anthony trial, outside of another courtroom. And what does he do outside of this courtroom? Well, he starts making terroristic threats. And this led to him being arrested once again in a Dallas airport. But this time, it wasn't so easy. He wasn't just about to spend 10 days in jail.
We've also learned about the arrest of far-right influencer Jake Lang. The pardoned January 6th rioter who lives in Florida made multiple appearances outside the Carmelo Anthony trial this week. He's now in the Dallas County Jail on a $1 million bond and is facing charges of making terroristic threats. It's Lang's second arrest in North Texas this month.
Yeah, in that picture, it pretty much says it all. I mean, let's just throw that picture up here one more time. To me, it seems that Jake Lang, he has a formula. He finds a social event that he can exploit. Then he inserts himself into that social event. Then he asks for donations. You know, rinse and repeat. I mean, just look at the Gift Send Go that he put up. And this is another one, by the way. This is even that January 6th crap that he have. It's some other stuff. Now, this is called the Jake Lang Future and Security Fund, which he has raised over $40,000 for this donation as well. I mean, just with what I'm looking at right now, this guy has made at least $1 million by now. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there because I can't find all the links to the donations, but I'm going to leave a lot of them linked below just so you can count up that money that he's been making too. And all of this is within 5 years. Just think about that. In 5 years, you can make $1 million just traveling around and just doing a lot of nonsense. And we don't even know about the other money that he makes. Cash App, PayPal, all this digital money that he probably brings in, and people just send it off. And all he has to do is go around and wreak havoc. Hey man, the formula, it just keeps working. But let's just examine this right here. Look at this Gift Send Go that he has, which he collected over $40,000 for. I mean, just think about this. You know what he could do for security? How about this? Start a podcast and just release your thoughts from the safety of your own home. Oh, but that's right. You wouldn't be out there causing chaos, so people wouldn't be making a lot of donations to you, and your podcast would probably fall off. But no, that's a big ask for people like Jake Lang, because Jake Lang, he needs to be out here performing in order to beg for more money and donations for safety that is completely preventable if he would just stay at home or if he would go to a protest and behave himself. But no, he has to be in the thick and thins of things. He has to go somewhere, cause havoc. Oh, you know what? Speaking of causing havoc, let's look at Jake Lang as he performs. And guess what? There's nobody else there, but yet he's still wreaking havoc. And I think he was just fighting the ice block, but look, let's check this out right quick.
President Trump, we support you. We support ICE. Our country was made for Americans, not for Somalis. Pro-ICE, baby! America first, America only! We'll see you here, February 7th, Saturday, 12 noon, outside the Minnesota State Capitol.
Just look at that video. He wanted attention so bad that he inserted himself into the immigration talk. Then he finds himself in another state doing more degenerate stuff. I mean, who goes around starting fights with ice blocks? Jake Lang does. Oh, and of course, he made the news once again. Who is surprised by that?
This morning, a right-wing influencer facing charges for his latest stunt here in Minnesota.
Jake Lang was booked into the Ramsey County Jail yesterday after the 30-year-old posted a video to social media. It showed himself destroying an ice sculpture just hours after it was unveiled at the state capitol. And here's what the sculpture looked like. Lawmakers and veterans and community leaders unveiled it more than a 20-foot-long frozen statement earlier in the day, this creation. It read, "Prosecute ICE."
So Jake Lang finds himself in another sticky situation, even when people are not around. There was nobody around him, and yet he's out there fighting ICE. I mean, literally fighting ICE, not the actual federal agents. He's fighting a block of ICE. Nobody around, and yet he's causing havoc. Now, with all that being said, what else can I really say? He goes place to place, cause havoc, then have people fill up his Gift Send Go with a lot of money. This has been very profitable from Jake Lang. I mean, he started this grift when he was about, 26, 27. He's now about 31, and he's already a millionaire just off of 5 years of hard work, or what at least he thinks is hard work. Him freedom fighting is what they call it. I mean, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that we really can do but watch him just set himself on fire, because this $1 million bond that he has, good luck on that, man, because if you're just out here causing havoc, who's really going to want to bond you out? I mean, what bail bond is really going to sponsor you? I have no idea. I really can't speak to that, because I really hope that nobody's out here trying to bail you out, because what you're going to do is you're going to go find another grift. You're going to go start some mess somewhere, like always, and then you're going to just throw up another Gift Send Go. But that's all for this video, you guys. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments on what you think about this whole situation. Maybe you're a Jake Lang fan and you just wanted some information. Maybe you're not a Jake Lang fan and you just wanted to watch a YouTuber talk down on him. I have no idea. But the facts are the facts is that Jake Lang is not changing anything. And everywhere he goes, he has a Gift Send Go where it's being loaded up with money. He's not doing this for, the heart of the people, as what he's saying. He's not doing this for freedom fighting. He's not doing this for nothing. He's a degenerate that got caught at January 6th. Luckily, he was at January 6th, so he started his Gift Send Go. Next thing you know, he's going state to state, city to city, causing havoc, and just being a complete degenerate. But it's black people that are chipping out. Ugh, good luck on that, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. and I'm out.